Now we're on to part 5 of the onboarding process, just of what EXP offers. Again, this mini series is just what EXP offers. We haven't even gotten into what we offer yet. So again, I want to go through the EXP stuff first, so that way you know what the brokerage as a whole provides. So this video is going to cover Skyslope and stocks. Starting with Skyslope, it's part of the onboarding checklist. So it's going to be one of the apps that you're going to download. It's also a website, and overall what Skyslope is, it's your digital files. So back in the old days, when old real estate agents used to have everything in a paper copy, it's your file system for your real estate buyer, seller, referral clients, except it's all digital. So starting from the website point of view, this is what Skyslope looks like. Save this link into your real estate folder so it's easy access for you. And I will be honest, I do not go in here often. I have a transaction coordinator. I do not do the paperwork. I pay for the convenience because it is absolutely worth it. When each check for a referral is about $3,500 and I pay my transaction coordinator a small fraction of that, I'm talking maybe $60 for the paperwork for that. And when each check for helping a buyer or a seller client close is closer to $10,000 to $12,000, and I pay the transaction coordinator $400, even $500 for that, yes, that's worth it. Do not use this objection with me. Do not say I'm not at the point yet where I'm able to afford a transaction coordinator. You do not pay them until you get paid. So it's never a matter of I can't afford them, because you will never be paying them out of your pocket without money you don't yet have. So that doesn't make sense. So save this as your website. This is also part of the link of the onboarding checklist. It's going to be right here, Skyslope. This will take you to Skyslope. Otherwise, if that link is broken, you can just find it through EXP Enterprise as well. Or you can go on Workplace. Of course, it's where always you can find the most up-to-date stuff, and you can find the link there. It's going to be a dashboard, as you can tell. How many closings you have scheduled to close this month, how many are currently active, how many are pending right now, how many closed this month, and expired listings this month. These are going to be the main buttons that you'll be clicking, and I don't think that you'll be clicking all of these. I hope that you're not. I really, really hope that you're not, because that means that you're doing your own paperwork, and that is the slow way to work, and it does not mean that it's going to make you a better real estate agent. There's a difference between learning the paperwork and learning what's in the contract versus knowing what buttons to click on the computer to send the digital signature off. That does not pay. That is not why you became an agent. You became an agent to negotiate and make real money. And I say this knowing that transaction coordinators can make real money once they scale also, but this is the way that you scale. So I hope that you're not in here like adding a listing and doing the paperwork, pay somebody else. I'm not going to keep beating down this horse. Is that even the phrase? Okay. So what I remember clicking back when, because I had to remember my password for this, that's how long it's been. What I used to click was, I think it was working documents or create a transaction. All this stuff has kind of changed a little bit, or maybe it's been over a year since I've been on this thing. Here on the apps in the top right-hand corner, this is where the forms is. So that's where you'll be able to see all the forms. This is the DigiSign. So we use DigiSign. There's also, DocuSign for other companies that use that, but DigiSign is what we use. It works as long as you have an email. You can send anything electronic and have them ready to go for their signature, timestamp, date, all those. So all these tiles over here they are stuff that you can click on. So for example, you'll see two buttons on the top. One is going to be transaction and one is going to be your listings. So I don't currently have any listings right now. So let's click on transactions. These are going to show exactly who is under contract, which one has expired, and all of these that are pending. What pending means on my side is being that, as you probably know, I do mainly outbound referrals. So I know people that are moving that need a real estate agent to help them buy or sell, and I connect them to an agent. So once that is connected, and once I have the signed agreement from me and my broker and the receiving agent and the receiving agent's broker, once we have that signed in EXP, you have to have a file. You want to make sure that your TC does this immediately, because otherwise, if you don't have the file, you're never going to get paid, even if you have the signed agreement. So you don't want to put yourself in that bubble. Make sure you follow the right process every single time. And you have that checklist, and it is the referral checklist. You also have the buyer checklist and the seller checklist. I have put years of work into this. this. And so I hope that you don't share it with anyone because it's only for those in my downline in your community, which is the whole reason why I decided to join our community to begin with. So keep that between us. So anyway, the orange that you're going to see is not necessarily those that are under contract. It's just we have a signed agreement. So these are the other 89 that you saw that were pending. It's not like I have 89 under escrow right now. The word pending for Skyslope is a little bit different from actual pending, like when you would see on the MLS. So anyway, this is where you can go into, let's go into a file here. If you double click this, that's where you can see all the documents. As you can tell by this super simple and clean like way that EXP does this, which I love, that makes it like marine proof as far as what you need, what you don't need, what is up to date, what is not. So for example, over here, the buyer broker agreement has been completed. How do I know that? It says that and it's in green. So obviously you want all greens by the end of your file. Again, I'm not going to get too far in the weeds in here because this is your transaction coordinator stuff. If you have any questions about transaction coordinator, ask your TC or ask your EXP mentor because they'll know. I don't. Again, I want to say there's a difference between knowing the contract. You should absolutely know the contract. You just don't need to know how to send it out for signature and be the one that's on top of them being like, Harry, have you signed yet? Harry, have you signed it? That's diddly squat stuff that you don't have to worry. You shouldn't be worrying about. All right. So obviously all the red stuff is going to be stuff that is required per your MLS. So stuff that you see here may be different from stuff that actually it will be different from stuff that's required in your MLS. So if your numbers 1 through what is all this 35 whatever is different from mine, that's okay. You probably don't even know what the hell a BINSR even is. This is Arizona specific. So if these are applicable, these are going to be requested. And let me find a file where you can see some notes. The EXP broker team is on this every single day. Like one person is dedicated to files. So as soon as you upload something, as long as it's during the week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 type deal, you will be receiving a response definitely by the end of the day. And if it is incomplete, you're going to be given like a magenta color, I think, or maybe a red, and it's going to say exactly what to do to fix it. So again, they make this so easy for you. I'm not even going to press around on the buttons here. I'm not going to explain what this is because I don't want to mess up my TC's work. So under the documents, that's where you're going to see your buyer broker agreement. So for example, here, this is the Arizona state form. So you're going to see that it's a buyer broker agreement for 3%. I'm not charging a retainer fee and I get compensated within 90 days. They have signed, I've signed, we've uploaded, good to go. The agency disclosure, et cetera, et cetera. If you click on log, this is where you can see exactly who has been viewing it and the process going forward. So for example, when we added the buyer broker agreement, it was August 27th at 6 p.m. 8 a.m. the next morning, our Arizona broker or somebody on the broker team, she's not like the state designated broker, but she's on the broker team, she reviewed it. So doc was assigned, document reviewed. That is how fast it is. It was done within 30 minutes of them checking in for the day. And what I did just right now is I reviewed the buyer broker agreement and you can see that I just previewed it. So every single time somebody looks at stuff, this is when you can see what's happening. Somebody on the EXP team looked at the agency disclosure just to make sure everything is good. This is what you want. You want people to be looking at your files. You want to make sure that you are doing everything the right way. That's why you join EXP. That's why you join a virtual brokerage, because there are so many people on staff doing this for you. And especially if you're a broker owner, this is the stuff that you likely would be doing yourself, or you would assign one other person that's a trusted member, because if somebody on your team messes up, if an agent like in your community messes up, it is up to you to pay for their, E&O insurance and the liability and the lawsuit that comes with it. So anyway, this is all leveraged to the EXP broker team, which is love it. Going back here, let's go to another one that maybe has some writing. I don't have any files where I have to fix anything, but let me go back to, let me just pick any one actually over here. If you have a file that does require work, you are going to be getting an email as long as your email notifications are turned on. Always check your junk mail because sometimes EXP stuff goes into your junk, and it's going to show right here in the comments. So it's either going to be red or it's going to be like a magenta color, and it's going to say incorrect initial or didn't initial here, make sure initial is on page 7 at the bottom. It's going to be plain English, okay? It's going to be so easy for you to make sure that it's correct. In case you still have some questions, number 1 is ask your transaction coordinator, because likely and hopefully they are more experienced than you are. If they don't know the answer, ask your EXP assigned mentor if you're in the mentor program. If you're not in the mentor program, then call the hotline. You can either call the EXP state hotline, or if you don't want to do a phone call, you can always go on the EXP World, which is a website, and you can ask the question there. Another way is to email, but email is the slowest way. They'll respond to you probably within 2 business hours or maybe 3 business hours. Again, as long as it's within the 9 to 5, otherwise I'll get back to you the next day. So that is Skyslope. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let me see if there's anything I forgot here. Forms. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't specifically cover on here, but you get the point. Hire transaction coordinator. Now, how do you hire a transaction coordinator? You go to EXP Workplace. Nope. Workplace. This is what you do. I'm about to put you on game, baby. You go to your state group. So say you're in Arizona. I don't have access to other state groups, so I'm just going to go to Arizona. And first thing you're going to do is search TC. Nothing. So then you're going to search transaction coordinator. Usually what happens is people post on here saying, hey, I am a TC and I'm looking to help other agents. So if not the state group, then I will go on EXP Arizona Young Professionals. I'll go on the referrals. Not really the open house network, but really just anything Arizona. Let's try Arizona Referral Network. It's only 800 members, but let's try it. Transaction coordinator. Ooh, this one. This is a pretty good one. I would join this group in case you don't have one already. Transaction coordinator referral group. Also, what I would do is just go back to your state page, because that's going to have the biggest amount of people in it, and make a post there. Say, introduce yourself. Of course, video is always best, but if anything, just post a picture of yourself. Say, hey, I'm Allie Garcet. I'm a new agent with EXP. I'm looking to hire a transaction coordinator. I've been in the business for X amount of years, or any information that you can have. If you're a brand new agent, you likely won't know how much business you'll be bringing in yet. That's okay. If you do know, then definitely state that. But there will be people that respond saying, hey, I'm available, or people will tag others saying this agent is good, or, this TC is good. You can also download the Skyslope app onto your phone. It looks like this. That's the logo. That's Skyslope. Now let's cover stocks. So you get stocks for a lot of work while in EXP. You get stock, like I mentioned before, when you close, when you onboard somebody, or sponsor somebody in. Every time you make icon, you can make up to $16,000. So how do you find it? How do you accept it? What's the deal behind that? You go into EXP Workplace, you sign in with your Exp Realty email, of course. That's for everything here. That's for Skyslope as well. You're going to scroll down the middle of the screen on the right-hand side. As of right now, you're going to click on ShareWorks by Morgan Stanley. It'll take you to this website, and that's where you can log in. First, you have to make an account. So make an account. It's free. And this is where you'll be able to see your stocks. So this is where you're going to see exactly how much stock you have available and how much you have unavailable as of right now, which just means you need to wait for it to vest. On the right-hand side, you're going to see when you were given stock, how much, and when it vests. So for example, you'll see that I have 6 shares vesting at the end of this month, and then I have 280 shares vesting from when I made Icon last year that are vesting a year later, which is now. Now, how do you know when you even have stock available? How do you get that notification? You're going to get it via email, and the email is going to look something like this. It's going to come from the subject line. It's going to say notice of new stock award, and it's going to say congratulations, you have earned a new stock award. The email is going to be from shareworks_notifications@shareworks.com, and over here is where you can log in, or you can log in through Enterprise. I usually am on Enterprise anyway, so you just log in through there. When you log in, which is the website that I just showed you, there's going to be a pop-up. You won't be able to miss it, and it's going to say, congrats. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a full screen, and then it says, you have new stock, click here to claim. And you'll click there to claim, you sign for it, you make sure that your information is correct, and then you wait for the vesting period, if there is a vesting period for you to even wait for that stock. If that stock does not require a vesting period, you could sell it that same day and move that money to do whatever else you want to do with it. Whether you want to go to Vegas, or you want to continue saving for your next rental property, or you want to use it to shred your mortgage down in months, get rid of your mortgage in months instead of decades, which is what I did using the shred method, which you all have access to at a very decreased price. So if you are interested in the shred shred method, text me the word shred. You have complete access to that. I'm a big proponent of that, of paying off all of your properties fast, but I know not everyone is, so I get it. So that is a little bit about Skyslope and stocks, how to find it, how to accept it, and when to sell it. Have any questions? Drop that shit in the comments below, or shoot me a text, shoot your mentor a text, shoot your transaction coordinator a text, hire one, and we have a good episode on the Agent Goldmine of exactly how to hire a transaction coordinator. Check that one out. See you in the next video.